In this video, we're going to be comparing these wet-dry vacuums. This is the Tineco, and this right here is the Uwant. First, let's talk about the build of these. So I'll tell you the differences when it comes to the build. So the Tineco has a fixed handle, and the Uwant has a movable handle, so it's a little bit easier on your wrists. When it comes to the clean and dirty tank, the Tineco has a clean tank and a dirty tank, so they are separate. And with the Uwant, the clean and dirty tank are together in one. And for cleaning, these both have easy access to get to the brush and clean up that area. And when it comes to how far these can go down when it comes to cleaning, the Uwant can pretty much go completely flat, and with the Tineco it does not, and it has a slight angle. Next up, let's talk about the features. So let's talk about the Tineco first and the features that it has. So for the modes, it has a auto mode and it also has a max mode. So when it comes to the auto mode, it will optimize the water output and also the suction based on how dirty that area is. With the Tineco, it has voice prompts and you can switch the language. It also has Wi-Fi, so you can download the Tineco app and connect your vacuum to the app. Within the app, it has things such as maintenance reminders and also real-time monitoring. Next, let's talk about some of the features of the Uwant. First, it has a push-in dock, so you don't have to pick up the vacuum and put it on a dock. You can just roll it right in. When it comes to the dirty tank, it has a built-in deodorizer stick, so this can help with controlling some of the odors that you can get. And I must say that I really do like this feature, and it does help with the smell. As far as the modes, it has 3 different modes. It has a smart mode, a turbo mode, and a dry mode. It also has voice prompts, and it has a water output setting. So if you want a low water output, you can do that. If you want to increase it to a high water output, you can do that as well. From using the Uwant, I've noticed that I have to put it on the high water output setting, because with the low water output setting, it does not let out enough water to my liking. So that's just something to keep in mind. Now, when it comes to runtime with these, with the Tineco, you're gonna get about 35 minutes of runtime. Now, if you switch and you use the max mode, then that runtime is gonna be shorter. And with the Uwant, it can go a little bit longer. So with that one, you get 40 minutes of runtime. All right, next we're gonna take these through a bunch of different performance tests, testing out different things so you can see how they perform. So for this first test, we have some milk. And I have both of these in smart mode or auto mode. All right, for this next test right here, we have some flour. Let's see how they do. And we're still just on the smart mode or the auto mode. I think the Tineco did a little better job. I think the Tineco did a little better job on that one. It got it up much quicker, but the Uwant does have a dry mode. So for this next test, we're gonna do something dry, and I'm gonna switch the mode and see if that helps. So this next test, we have some crushed up cereal. Yeah, that definitely helped with the Uwant. I think they both did a great job. All right, with this test, we have some tomato sauce, but I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna use both of them on the max suction and see how they do. They did great. Max really got it up really quick. Now, I did want to let y'all know about edge cleaning. So the Uwant does a great job with edge cleaning. You can see the design. It gets right up on those edges to get in those hard to reach spots. Now with the Tineco, it only edge cleans on one side. So you can see this side, it will edge clean. But this one, it has this part right here, so it can't get right up on the edge. Now let's talk about the self-cleaning system. So these both have a self-cleaning system. First, I'll tell you what I think just from using them, and then I'll do a sound test so you can just hear how they sound. So when it comes to loudness, I think that the Uwant is louder when it comes to the self-cleaning. And I've noticed that the Tineco self-cleans much faster. That self-cleaning cycle is pretty quick, maybe around 10 to 15 minutes. Versus the Uwant, the self-cleaning, it does dry for a longer time. So that one's more so around 20 to 30 minutes. And when it comes to the dryness of the brush after they both self-clean, I did notice that the Uwant gets the brush a little bit drier. And I think that's because the drying period on the Uwant, for one, I think it's hotter and it just goes for longer.
Initiating self-maintenance. Real-time electrolytic antibacterial water activation. Cleanliness intelligence detection infrared. Roller brush cleaning in progress.
Now I want to give you my final thoughts as far as just performance. I think both of these clean really well. They're kind of equal as far as performance. I would say the main difference is just the features that you get. I will say I really like the dry suction mode when it comes to the Uwant. And the Tineco doesn't have that, but I still think it does a great job of picking up things that are dry. Overall, I don't think you can go wrong with either of these. I would say just really think about what features you need or maybe want the most.